All right, guys, BYD here. Listen, I'm going to show you 3 things you can get at Lowe's if you have a lot of weeds in your yard. If you stay tuned and you subscribe, I will show you how to apply these things. But go into Lowe's right now and get these 3 things, maybe 4, for a yard that's full of weeds. What you need to do is go to Lowe's and get the Sunnyland. They just brought this back. This stuff was out of the store, now it's back in the store. All right, these bags only cost $34.98 at my location. This formula contains the active ingredients. Don't know if you can see that. If not, it's called dithiopyr. On the bag it says apply spring and early fall for optimal crabgrass results. You guys are gonna put this stuff down and you're gonna say it's not working on your pour. If you didn't get an application down late summer, early fall, then it may be an issue with it controlling the pour. If you do have a yard that's known to have pour, I would double the rate in those areas. All right, all this information is on the bag. I'm not making it up. You do get this on the back of the bag. It's going to have spreader settings, and normally I don't really care for these what they call them, Scott spreader, but normally you'll sit them on the number 5. These are the Scott's Turf Builder Edge Guard Minis. I'm not a fan of these. If you're going to get one, get the deluxe size. All right, you can spread more product faster. But what I was talking about, set the dial on the number 5. You see this back of this? How you dial it to number 5. If you're going to have to add more because you want to make it work a little bit better, then you're going to dial it up even more. But generally, you set it on the number 5, that one bag will cover up to 20,000 square feet. You're going to have to hit that subscribe button because I can't make one video that's going to cover everything in your yard. When you hit the subscription button, then you get more information. But I can't put it all in just one video. But let me show you some other things that I could recommend that you pick up while you're out here if you have a yard that's full of weeds. Yeah, so the Sunnyland Professional Weed and Feed 2006, that's the next thing I would tell you to get. One thing I want you to understand, I don't know of a weed and feed that tells you to apply it in the summertime. You're gonna get your best when you apply this in the spring or early fall on an actively growing lawn and weeds. In other words, guys, if the weeds are growing but the grass is dormant, you don't put a weed and feed on the yard. It's not gonna work. The feed part won't work on a dormant yard. It has to be actively growing. So that's something that you'll end up applying early or mid-spring, depending on when your yard comes out of dormancy. Remember, a lot of this stuff I'm telling you is for warm season grasses, mainly Bermuda grass. That's why this channel is called Bermuda Grass Central. Some of this stuff can be applied to fescue, but if you need more information on fescue, go check out Girls Lawn. PJ, she'll help you out with that right there. But if you get POA in your yard, DOA, the annual bluegrass, let me show you something that you can put down on your Bermuda grass and some of the other warm season grass. Image red label, I call it red label because that label's red down there, kills nutsedge, but if you look real closely, it says annual bluegrass. If you use this, it's gonna work real slow. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for it to actually work, but this stuff is gonna kill the weeds and not the lawn. I would only use it if you see a lot of pour and you're trying to get rid of pour. If you have these other type weeds, it doesn't kill, but I think 50 plus weeds, then you can spray it on that also. You can use this on a dormant lawn that's not greening up. In other words, this works on dormant and actively growing yards. But if you're trying to head off pour, you got to get this stuff down early. Remember, a lot of these herbicides are not going to work unless the temps, not soil temps, but the outside temps are around 50 and 45 in some cases, but 50 and above, it'll work, but it's going to work slower. The colder it is, the slower it's going to work. The hotter it gets, 60, 70, the better it's going to work. If you do have the St. Augustine or the centipede grass, this will work on killing those weeds also, but this does not kill pour. Nowhere on here does it state that, but it's just an option. It's made by Image It's the purple label. Normally I see this off on the coast, like Florida, North Carolina, somewhere like that. But this will work on those type of yards also. Now let me show you something else that images came out with. This one says it works on Georgia, Centipede, and St. Augustine. You're gonna have to make your own formula. I don't know the exact amount because I hadn't studied it yet, but you add so many ounces of this to a 1 gallon sprayer and it'll work that way. Or you had to get you a hose-in sprayer like that and add this to it, because I don't see a hose-in bottle for this yet. Something that just came out. I'm not sure how great it works because I haven't used it, but this is another option. Guys, killing weeds in Georgia. I'm just here to tell you, generally, for what I've seen in the past, if you spray any kind of herbicide, even though it may be a selective, especially a non-selective, it's going to damage the grass. For some reason, Georgia needs to be actively growing to start treating the weeds. Not sure why. I probably still would spot treat them if it says it kills weeds in Georgia, even though it's dormant. But just note that those spots may take a hit if you're putting that herbicide down. It's best for you read the label and don't assume. Weeds growing in your dormant Bermuda grass, it has to be completely dormant. You can't use a weed and grass killer on those particular areas. I would not saturate it. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, I'm going to show you how to actually use it on those right now. So you got to hit the subscription button. But this is another thing you can use to kill the weeds that are currently in the yard. Say, well, I'm just gonna hand pull them. That's fine. But remember, when you hand pull weeds, that's a chance of you breaking it off at the root, and you'll multiply. It's like game members. They multiply when they come back. So keep those are 4 items that you can use on your warm season grasses right now. And guys, I'm trying to head you to a weed-free lawn, but you can't wait until late spring to start trying to fight weeds. You got to start trying to prevent them now. So make sure you hit the subscription button, guys, and I'm going to